the important idea to ponder from the previous discussion is that this whole universe, the entire universe is one unit, though it may appear to be made up of an infinite number of disparate elements, every element claiming to be independent. In reality, as we go deeper, and the deeper our perception is, the closer they all converge. And at the deepest level, at the spiritual core, there is only one. This we have tried to understand with the help of the example of a tree. A tree presents diverse pictures when seen from different perspectives. If you see the tree from the top of the tree, you get an aerial view, or from the top of the office window, 6th, 7th floor window, look down upon the tree, you get a picture of multiplicity. There are many things, thousands and thousands of leaves, and flowers and buds and fruits and twigs and small branches and trees leading to bigger branches and so on. Many, many different things. And some insects and bees and squirrels and birds are also there. That is the picture you get. Everything is different. Everything is separate. But if you go down to the ground level and stand in front of the tree, you see only one trunk. At the ground level it is one. At the upper level, manifested level, it is many. This is what we saw in the 15th chapter of the Gita. The 15th chapter begins with the illustration of a tree to show that the whole of creation is basically one at the spiritual root level. Urdhamulam adashakam ashvatham pravaravayam. The same example comes in the Kathopanishad and other places too. So if you look at the spiritual core, at that level we are all one. There is no duality there. There is no you, me, I, she, it. It's all one spirit, all pervading spirit. But at the material level, manifested level, it appears to be all different, each claiming to be separate, independent. So we are also like that. Each person wants to see himself or herself as being different from other people. And we count the differences. And we want to claim that we are all independent. No connection, nothing to do with you. I am my own independent person. I have made my life. This is what we like to think. But if we reflect on this, we will discover that there is no such thing as an independent entity. All this is all of us, including not only all the human beings, all the animals, all the plants, all of nature, ocean, sky, water, river, other planets, sun, star, moon, everything. All of these are simply an infinite number of parts, nodes of a very infinitely complex network of nodes. The whole universe is in such a network. Everything is connected to everything else by some bond. Sometimes the connecting bond can be very strong and visible, as the relationship between two closely related people, between a parent and child, between spouses. The connection is so strong and the bond is quite visible and almost tangible. But between two strangers, there is not enough connection, visible connection. But if you go to the spiritual level, then the diversity vanishes. Only spirit, all pervading one, continuous spirit remains. That is the picture that the Upanishads give us about this whole of creation. Now, if we take that, consider that picture, then we all far more interconnected and interdependent than we normally realize, each one of us. Just not only among human beings, with the whole of nature, animals and plants too. So we all have something that comes into our lives as input. Each one of these things receives an input from somebody else or something else, and we have to provide the output too. We cannot be only receiving, and that is what we studied in this sloka. Evam pravartitam chakram nanuvartayati hayaha. Which sloka is that? 16, that's the previous one we studied. Evam pravartitam chakram nanuvartayati hayaha aghayurindriya ramo mogam parthasaji. If you examine our own lives, we receive so many things from so many sources. We don't think of that. We assume that it's all our own making. We are independently earning themselves, but even the ability to earn is given to us with the help of so many people and many other things. So we have received so much. Even from the birth we have received indebtedness. We are indebted to 5 sources, the Panchayagna, Pancharana Lisa earlier. So the moment we are born, we are already indebted. We are already indebted to the parents because they brought us into this world, and they will have to take care of us in our infancy and childhood when we cannot do anything by ourselves. So all that indebtedness we keep on incurring all our lives, and that interconnection we should never forget. And we should also play our part in providing support, just as we receive support from many other sources, from nature, from animals, from plants. We have to provide our output, our contribution to this cosmic cycle. A person who does not do this, who breaks this cycle, evam pravartitam chakram, a person who does not maintain the continuity of this cycle, coming, receiving, going. If I receive only everything from everybody else and everything else and keep everything for myself or not sharing anything, then my life will be in vain. Aghayuhu indriya ramaha mogam parthasadivati. Such a person lives in vain. Does not contribute anything, but only receives everything. Such a person is not a productive member of any society. So that is why we have various mechanisms. Society itself has built, and nature itself has built so many mechanisms for us to continue this process of cosmic yajna. That is what we were discussing last time. If you have no questions on that, we will go to the next topic, 16th and 17th and 18th. Any comments, any questions on the cosmic yajna concept? This you find generally only in the Gita. Direkswaramani, you don't find any reference to cosmic yajna. You will not in Stavkar Gita, not in any other place. Mahabharata is, of course, has everything. Right? So it's a very interesting topic. Something that really deserves our careful reflection. Then it provides a wholly different perspective of life. What we had been thinking, that we will have to change. We have to see whole life, whole of existence, whole of creation from a new perspective. That is what this study makes us do.
So, Swami, the person who remains at the Dvaita level.
Yes, okay.
No, a person who goes Advaita. Advaita is superior to God.
Now we cannot say superior, because then it will create differences. It's a different view. Supposing you look at this building from the aerial, from the helicopter, this whole temple complex, you get one view. Or you can look at one side, you get the side elevation. Which is superior? Both are different views. This is as good as that. This provides one view, that provides another view. So if you create superior, inferior, then it gives rise to a lot of confusion. So this is one view, whichever view you are satisfied with. Or you can get both views and say, oh, this is the same building. No matter from which side you look at it, it may provide a different view, but it is still the same. That the complete picture. That harmonization, samanvaya, that has to be done. It should be done ideally. Otherwise, if you are satisfied with one view, then you are okay. That is also all. But this provides us material for reflection. Then we go to 17 and 18, which is already familiar to you from the second chapter. here comes in 19th verse, which is the 5-star verse. Okay, let us do 17th verse. Svatmaratirev syat
यस्मात्मरतिरेव स्यात्
आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः
आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः
आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः
आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः
तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते
तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते.
This shloka should remind you of what Sri Krishna said in the 2nd chapter in response to Arjuna's question about the qualities of a Sthita Prajna. Remember that shloka? Arjuna's question was Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha samadhisasya keshava. That shloka I remember, 54 verse in 2nd chapter. Then Sri Krishna begins to give a list of qualities of a perfect person, Sthita Prajna. Sthita Prajna means what? Prajna means awareness. Awareness or consciousness. Sthita means fixed. One whose awareness is firmly fixed on the self inside. That self alone is. That kind of person. Our awareness, we are also Sthita Prajnas, but in a different way. Our awareness firmly fixed on the world, on the multiplicity view. We are looking at all the names and forms and all those things. We are busy, we are engaged in that. So our awareness is fixed in the world, with the worldly view. But Sthita Prajna is one whose awareness is fixed on the self inside. So such a person. So what is the first thing Sri Krishna says? 55th verse. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamano Atmanyevatmana tushtas Sthita Prajnasya Rochyate. Remember that one? Many people memorize these sets of slokas from 55 to 72 in the 2nd chapter. You can try that. It's nice to chant it every day. Anyway, Atmani eva cha atmana tushta. You notice that phrase there in the 2nd lines of the 55th verse. Atmani eva atmana tushtaha. A Sthita Prajna is one who derives his total contentment, enjoyment, happiness, everything from the self within. He goes to the original source of all joy, ananda. The worldly happiness that we are seeking to experience is simply a very dim and distorted, highly distorted version of the ananda of the Atman. True happiness we studied some time ago, last month. It was again. So that is Atmani eva atmana tushtaha. A person who is established in the joy of the self. That means one who is independently happy. Just like we speak of somebody who is independently rich. But this is independently being in a state of ananda, perfect joy. Invariable, independent, unrelated joy. Our happiness is dependent upon many different things. We want weather to be nice, we want to be happy. If it is very cold and very hot, then we complain. Oh, it's very cold, very hot. If somebody in the family doesn't like us, if we had an argument, then we are not happy. If somebody is sick, or myself, if I am sick, then I am not happy. If I don't have enough money, I am not happy. Like that one. So our happiness is dependent, contingent upon so many things. It's a function of so many variables which I cannot control, none of which I can really control. We have really no control about any of these things. What other people think about us, what happens to my body, what happens to my job. How much control do we really have? Very little. But this Sthita Prajna, Atmani eva atmana tushtaha. That person derives joy, is established in the joy of the self, which is the source of all joy. Even the ordinary worldly experience is happiness. comes from the same source, but it appears to come from the object outside, because the object outside serves as only a reflecting surface. The reflecting surface does not reflect the entire light that falls on it. It holds back a part of it and sends forth a part of it. So these objects, which we seek out for finding happiness, they are poor reflecting surfaces. We seek happiness in possessions, property, money, wealth, and things that money can buy, houses and cars and appliances and jewelry and dress and all those things, and even reputation sometimes can be bought. And then we seek happiness in relationships. We seek happiness in pursuits. If we do this, I'll be happy, successful, famous, wealthy. So all of those things. So we find that all of those things are not independent sources of happiness. They reflect the happiness coming from the self, that is Ananda. But that reflection is distant, is a distorted, dim reflection. The wise people, Siddha Prajnas, they don't depend on these things. They know it's not coming from there. They go straight to the source, which is intrinsic, which is inherent, cannot be lost, cannot diminish, cannot increase, because it is infinite Ananda. Such a person is being described here in this 17th verse also. Yastu atmaritireva syat. Now the question is, as long as we have not succeeded in establishing that contact with the joy of the self, then we are looking for happiness outside. If I do this, I'll be happy. If I do that, I'll be happy. If I gain this, I'll be happy. If I go there, I'll be happy. If I change my place of work or residence, I'll be happy. Or if I have this another child, or if I marry, I'll be happy. These kind of things, this is our thinking. All of these seeking, we're always seeking happiness, right? We're seeking happiness. This seeking comes to a stop when we have found the source of joy. Then where else to seek is already there. We have discovered, the Siddha Prajna has discovered that all joy that he was looking for outside in various things, relationships, this and that, was already there. And simply it was coming and bounced down from there. When that discovery is made, all seeking comes to an end. Perfect peace prevails. As long as there is seeking, we feel emptiness here, and I want to do that to find happiness, and then it is highly variable. It may give me happiness, it may not give me happiness, it may give me a mixture of happiness and happiness, it may be there for some time and then go away. All of those things, possibilities happen. But here is described a person, a yogi, yastu atmaritirevasya. Atmariti means one who finds delight in one's own self. Self means not the body-mind self, but the deeper Atman inside, the presence of the divine within that. That is the source of joy. If you experience oneness with that, then our work as human beings is done. Then all seeking comes to an end, all striving comes to an end. We are established in perfect peace and joy. Yastu atmanitireva syat atmatriptascha manavaha, who is content with oneself. Atmaniyeva chantushtaha, finds satisfaction alone in the self. For such a person, tasya karyam namidyate. What is there to be done? We do. But all this doing and seeking, going here and there, running up after things, hoping that will give me happiness, will come to a stop when a person is totally established in the joy of the self. Then there is no more running about, there is no more hankering, there is no more seeking, there is no emptiness. Full. Narada Maharishi has written that famous treatise, Bhakti Sutra, devotional aphorisms, aphorisms on devotion, pure devotion. There he says, Yam labdva puman tripto bhavati stabdo bhavati matto bhavati atma rama bhavati. Like this. One aphorism is there. What does it mean? Same thing as this 17th verse, what it means. Yam labdva, by experiencing that pure devotion, puman stabdo bhavati. Stabda means quiet. Until then, running about is there. We do a lot of running about. Don't we? We do this every day, we do this, we do that, we do this, we do that, hoping that this will bring me happiness, that will bring me peace, this will make things better for me. Lot of running about, lot of hankering, lot of seeking, lot of doing. All in the hope of finding happiness and peace and joy. That we do. But a person who achieves pure knowledge or pure devotion, yam labdva puman stabdha bhavati. Stabdha means all seeking, all hankering, all running about. She is a person established in total peace. Always joyful. Nothing diminishes it, nothing shakes it, nothing hampers it. Undisturbable, unshakable peace and joy coming from within, from the fountain of infinite joy. Not dependent on external circumstances, what other people do or think. Totally immersed in that one. Stabdha bhavati becomes absolutely quiet. See, if you see, examine the lives of great saints, like Bhagavan Maharaj, there was no running about. They were there quietly in some cave, some place, or in an ashrama or hermitage, some place. They were there. Whoever went to them, they partook of the joy. In the rest of the time, they were absorbed. Sometimes the joy, as in the case of Sri Ramakrishna, was so intense that the human frame could not contain it. They would become absolutely still. They would call it Jada Samadhi. Jada Samadhi means total body-mind complex, which is always active and looking and seeking and doing things, become absolutely still, unable to contain that highest most intense feeling of joy. And then to the onlooker it appears that, oh, this person is gone into samadhi, is not even aware of the environment, of the outside world. That's the picture we get from the outside. That person is experiencing that joy. Independently happy. So that is being described as to Atmaritreva Syat. So Narada Maharshi says, Stabdho bhavati. Once that experience comes, a person becomes completely still. You don't see them running about, if I do this, I'll be happy. If I go there, I'll be happy. If I make so many more disciples, I'll be happy. If I raise some funds, I'll be happy. No such thing. No such doing, no such seeking, no such hankering, no such running about. Completely still, absolutely peaceful, independently peaceful. Able to radiate that peace and joy to anybody who goes within their own bit. They can radiate. That's why we seek holy company, because when we go to their vicinity, we also feel, at least for some time, the joy, the peace that prevails in the atmosphere, in the environment. Not only animals and plants also feel that. They give up their natural enmity. In the Puranas, you read about the description, you read descriptions of the hermitages and great saints, sages, where wild animals also used to live in perfect harmony. Snakes and peacocks and tigers and goats and cattle and everything. No fighting. They give up their natural enmity because the environment was so powerful, the peace was so tangible, that animals also forgot. Everything was in perfect peace and joy and harmony that prevails there. And that whole ambience will be like that. Stabdha bhavati, matta bhavati becomes inebriated. As if a person is inebriated, he is still, because he is inebriated with some alcoholic drink or something. He is in his own world inside. He is unaware of the external circumstances, whatever people think in the business. Stabdha bhavati, mutta bhavati, trupta bhavati, becomes completely satisfied. No trace of unhappiness, hankering, or feeling of wanting something. No such thing is there. Such a person is called akamata. Akamata is come across in the Upanishad. Sotriyasya cha akamahatasya. Akamahata means a person who does not feel any emptiness or want. Feeling of emptiness is not there. We have that one. That's why we seek things. If I go there, I might feel better. If I go on a vacation, I may feel better. If I buy this dress, I may feel better. Or if I do this, I may be happier. Like this, there is something lacking here, and you are trying to fill that gap by doing things, acquiring things outside. That seeking, hankering, thinking about all ceases. Tripto bhavati, total joy and peace and contentment from the self, independent of external circumstances. Atma Rama bhavati. Atma Rama means one who finds joy in the self. That is the description Narada gives, similar to this. Atmani eva santushtaha. Thus, the last part. Tasya karyam na vidyate. Karya means something that we are required to do. Naiva tasya kritenartho.
Naiva tasya kritenartho.
Na kriteneha kaschana.
Na kriteneha kaschana.
Na chasya sarva bhuteshu.
Na chasya sarva bhuteshu.
Kaschidharthavyapashrayah.
Kaschidharthavyapashrayah.
Tasya kritena arthaha naiva. There is nothing to be gained by action. All our actions are motivated to gain something or to get rid of something. Some suffering has come, so I do so many things to become free from the suffering. That is one motivation. Or out of fear I may act, or out of desire I may act. But they don't have any such motivation behind their action. Out of joy, spontaneously they act. Naiva tasya kritena artho, na kritena kastana, akritena na kastana artha asti. If they don't do anything, they don't lose anything. But in my case, it is not like that. If I don't do something which I am required to do, then it will create some difficulty for me. Failure to do the duty. So I have obligations. They don't have any, they are not bound by any such obligation. Nachasya sarva bhuteshu prasiddhartha vyapashrayah. On no one do they depend in regard to gain any purpose and serve any interest, serve any purpose or interest. They're independent. We are not independent, we are dependent. We have to do this, to gain this and this. And then when we do something, other people come into the picture, other objects come into the picture. Then the interaction starts, and then sometimes happy, sometimes unhappy, sometimes conflict, sometimes harmony. All of that starts. In their life, they're free, independent. See, Hanuman was able to go to the highest level of non-dual consciousness. But he said, I want to stay as servant of Shiva. Bhagavan, he says, Siddhaye Bhavan Prabham Dasiti Primutyate. In the second line I remember. When Sri Ramachandra asked him what do you want, he says, I want to remain your humble servant. If you give me moksha, liberation, non-dual awareness, then there is no Rama, there is no Hanuman, there is no servant, there is no Lord. I don't want that. I just want to remain your servant. Because in that state of non-dual awareness, Bhavan Prabhu, you are my Lord. Aham Dasa, I am your humble servant, serving you. That duality disappears. Sri Ramakrishna was also like that. He had received Nirvikalpa Samadhi. He went to Samadhi often, but his preference was to come down and stay as a humble child of the divine. This is what he prays. So their choice. But some sages, they don't want to hassle with this duality. They go in non-dual existence and period. That is it. You never hear about that again. That is it. No, now we go to 19th verse. This verse is important. 19. Tasmadasakta satatam
Tasmadasakta satatam
karyam karma samachara
karyam karma samachara
asakto hyacharan karma
asakto hyacharan karma
paramapnoti purushaha.
paramapnoti purushaha.
Here, Sri Krishna opens up a very interesting topic, which we shall discuss now. Therefore, karyam karma is work which has to be done. Karya, karma means work, action. Karya means that which is required to be done, required duties. prescribed duties or required duties, obligatory duties, karyam karma, satatam samachara, satatam asakta samachara. Satatam samachara means always whatever is required to be done, that you do. Don't abstain from doing your duties, or then you become kartavya bhrashta. Kartavya bhrashta means one who abstains from doing what is required to be done. Supposing I come here ostensibly to speak, and if I don't speak, if I sit down here, then I am not doing my duty. Otherwise, I shouldn't come at all. So if I fail to do my duty, that is not the right thing to do. That is one kind of error. There are two kinds of errors. Statisticians speak about type 1 error and type 2 error, right? So what is type 1 error? Type 1 error is when you reject an acceptable hypothesis. So when you fail to do something which is required to be done, that can be called type 1 error, which is to be done, but you are not doing it. That is type 1 error. If you do something which you are not required to do, acceptance of a rejectable hypothesis, that is type 2 error. So both kinds of error have to be avoided. Here it says, do not fail to do the required obligatory duties. Everybody has duties. The duty varies from person to person. Duty varies at the same time from person to person, and for one person duty varies with time. We have seen that, the variable nature of duty. Whatever is my duty at this time, in half hour it may change. That duty I have to do. How I have to do? Asakta. Asakta means with a sense of detachment. Detachment means I should not have the feeling that I am the main person doing this work. If I don't come, nobody else will come. Nobody else can do this work. I should not have that feeling. There may be 1,000 people who can do it much better, but this has come to me, and it's a great privilege. It's a great privilege and joy. With that thankfulness, gratitude, we have to work. All work is like that. To be able to work is a privilege. Work should not be thought of as a burden, but should be thought of as a privilege. Because through work, second line answers why work is a privilege. Because work is, if done in this fashion, is a means to achieve realization. Second line, you see, asapto hyacharan karma paramatnoti purusha. Here we see something which is not emphasized in the Upanishads. Upanishads' main method of realization is upasana, meditation on Aham Brahmasmi, one of the four Mahavakyas, or the Tamasi, on the self. There is not much mention of karma and all those things. But here you see, karma is asakta, anasaktik yoga. Karma is elevated to the status of an independent path. Just like Jnana Yoga or Bhakti Yoga or Raja Yoga or something like that, karma is elevated to the status of an independent path to realization. That is why I said the 19th verse is important. By doing karma in this fashion, asakta is the key word. Anyhow, if you do karma, it will bind us more. It's not going to show us the way to liberation. But if you do it in the proper way, as Sri Krishna has already hinted in the second chapter, then it shows the way to release. It shows us the way to realization, takes us to union with God in dualistic terms. Karma, if done as worship, becomes worship and takes us to the pedestal of the divine. Until the highest goal can be reached by doing karma yoga. This is the important idea in this verse. Asakto hyacharan karma param apnoti purusha. A person achieves the highest, param means highest goal, can be reached by doing all our actions as if it is worship, just as the same as we do worship. How do we do worship? With great love and joy and devotion. Everything done nicely, joyfully, with devotion, carefully, we do it. Worship, we do. When you go to a temple, you have to dress properly, not in cutouts and all those. You have to go to the place of the worship. Nicely, respectably, dressed, respectfully behaving. And when we do the worship, we assemble all the materials with great love, starting from previous day if necessary. and make sure everything is clean and pure. Like that. All work has to be done as if it is worship. And that itself will take us to the highest goal. Param apnoti purusha, that is the important part. How can we reach the highest goal? Among other methods available, this is also one. How? Asokto hyacharan karma. By doing our required duties, whatever I am required to do, it may change from moment to moment, day to day. That's okay. That's the nature of work. It keeps changing. You won't do the same thing for more than any finite amount of time. That's the nature of work. That's okay. Whatever happens to be my work at this time, today here, that I must do as the same way as I do the worship. With great love, devotion, with humility, not with prayer. Oh, I am doing this. I'm the only one who can do this. No, not like that. It's a great joy and an honor, with gratitude, with love, with devotion, with humility. You have to do all work and dedicate all this work to the divine. Where does that come? Dedicate everything to me, Sri Krishna says. Whatever you do. 9 chapter 27. Whatever you do, Sri Krishna says, in the same terms, he says, Yat karoshi, etc., etc. Whatever you do, tat purusha madarpanam, do it as an offering to me. Mentally, out physically, you cannot offer anything to Sri Krishna. But mentally, you have to dedicate. That means we have to put a thought in our mind. Everything happens at the thought level. All spiritual practice, 99.9%, if you ask me, happens internally, thought level. Outside, nothing changes. You don't have to change your dress and put some other strange-looking color cloth. That's not necessary. You just dress the same way as you have always dressed. You prefer. You don't have to change your place. You don't have to change your job. You don't have to change your residence. But whatever you do, wherever you are, whatever is the required duty at that moment, that has to be done and dedicated to the divine. Tat Purusha Madarpanam, 9 chapter 27 verse. Another 3 verse. And then the 18th chapter 46 verse. We will come back to all of these later. Tasmana Sakta Satatam, 19th verse we are doing. Karyam karma samachara, asakto hyacharan karma, paramatnoti purusha. Supposing this answers the question, supposing I am unable to sit down and meditate for long periods of time, especially at the formless absolute reality. I don't know what to think about formless absolute reality. It has no qualities, it is indescribable, it is inscrutable. How do I meditate on that one? Sri Krishna himself concedes that such meditation is more difficult. 12th chapter he says, Kleshodikadharastesham, 5th verse in 12th chapter. Avyakta sakta chetasam. He, the Lord himself says, meditating on the formless absolute reality, attributeless reality, is more difficult for anyone. Now I can say I cannot meditate on God without form. God with form also is difficult for me. My mind keeps wandering here and there. I want to think about God, it goes to the food. In everybody's experience, right? So what is the way for me? Then all right, you cannot meditate. Okay, here is another simpler way. You are always doing something, right? You are always doing something. Nothing else you are eating. Sri Krishna specifically said, even eating has to be done as worship. Where does he say? No, in 927, specifically mentions eating. Because that we are fond of doing that several times a day, whether we do other things or not, we eat. And we drink tea or other things. Only tea and coke. Then he says, whatever you eat, he makes sure to mention that even that has to be done as an act of worship. Because when we eat, where does the food go? Food goes to my stomach. Who is sitting there receiving the food? Vishwanara. The Lord himself is there to take charge of the food and do the digesting for us. We eat a nice dinner, ice cream and everything and chocolate, and we go to bed and sleep. But his work begins then. Vishwanara, he takes over. He digests the food when you are asleep. When you get up in the morning, food is digested. Where does it come? Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritaha Pranapana samayukta Pachamyannam chaturvidam. 15th chapter, you know this verse. What is the verse number? 14. So, in the form of the digestive Agni power, the Lord Himself is resident in the hearts of, in the bodies of all the beings. Praninam deham ashrita, of all, including the bodies of cows and animals and trees and plants. He is present. Because what happens in a mango tree or a coconut tree? What is the input? Whatever nutrition the soil provides, and the rainwater, and the sunshine, and the air. From these materials that the tree takes in as input, what is the product? Nice mango fruit. What's the body? Same thing happens in the body of the cow. What do the cows eat? Here they are given nice product with growth hormones and everything. But in India there is, at least until now, there was no such thing. They just graze the grass here and there in some meadow, somebody's garden. They will go and they will try to. They eat all these things, and the water in which rice has been washed, and vegetable peels and all those things cows are fed. And what is the output? Nice nutritious meat. What is the power in the body of the cow? What is the power in the mango tree or in the coconut tree? What is the power in the human body, in the bodies of animals, that takes the food, whatever is fed into it, into the body, digests it, provides nutrition to every cell in the body, and eliminates it. What is that power? That is in the form of Prana Shakti, Vaishvanara Agni, the Lord Himself. It is His power that enables us to digest, that enables us to see, that enables us to hear, that enables us to move our hands and feet and fingers and speak. It is all His power. Tasya bhasa sarvavedam vibhati. We studied that in It is by His grace all these things happen. Therefore, even eating, if we do as worship, it becomes worship. And all worship will take us way closer to the divine whom we are worshipping. That is how Karma Yoga acts, Karma Yoga functions. Asakto hyacharam karma paramatmati purusha. Important line. We don't have to always, everybody don't have to do one thing, like meditating on formless God. Those who can do it, they will do it. Fine. But our dharma is not limited to one path. If you do it, you reach the highest. If you don't do it, you don't reach anywhere. We don't say that one. For everyone, a path is provided. Regardless of the varying ability, propensity, and capacity, everyone is taken care of. No one is left behind. No child is left behind. In Vedanta, this is the beauty. Why there are so many paths, so many yogas? Because everyone's need is taken into consideration, and everyone is provided for. To everyone, suitable to every seeker, the path is made to the same goal. Destination is the beauty. So to everyone, a path is provided. That's why we have a diversity of paths. It's confusing, but also our strength. It's also the beauty of our this richest inheritance of culture, of spiritual heritage that we have received. We should be lucky. We should be fortunate. Consider ourselves fortunate. Asakto hyacharan karma paramapnoti purushaha. For doing what without with detachment, one attains supreme